You don't have to do the backhand compliment, Mike. It's okay. It's a good win. You know what I'm saying? It's a great way to end the trip. I thought we competed. I thought we played some really good basketball for the majority of a long trip like this. For a young team like ourselves, and to be able to close it out with that fourth quarter, the type of night it was, nothing really going our way. Just hung in there and made a couple more plays at the end to come out with a victory. So, rightfully so, we're going to criticize ourselves and be hard on ourselves, but we should be proud of our effort and being able to come out of here with a win tonight.
Are you able to see just another gear that Scottie's able to take this on in this quarter, and what is that?
Yeah, I don't know what he was waiting on, but it was right on time. It was right on time. You saw it from the very beginning of the fourth. Made a couple plays getting downhill. There's always a great luxury to just be able to give him the ball and let him space out and just take advantage of his defenders and get the ball in the paint and make plays. So he was really, really impressive in that fourth quarter for us and just sustained that group while we, the rest of the starters were resting. So he definitely carried us in the fourth.
To go 4-3 on this trip, Fred, what do you think it says about this team right now?
I mean, we're a good team. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do, but we've been trending upwards, as of late. We can't really worry about the past. We just got to focus on the future and whatever the future holds, just taking one day at a time. But I think, for whatever it was, 7 games in 12 days, some really tough opponents, short rest, short turnaround. But, we were able to come out and finish it off with a win here. And the games that we lost, we could have won too. We felt like we left a couple on the table. So we've been playing good basketball as of late. We just got to continue to build on that.
Where do you feel has been the biggest area of growth since the beginning of this trip to where you guys are now?
I just think our competitive spirit and togetherness is growing. And just, that fabric, that winning fabric. And you saw it tonight. I mean, this looks like a traditional Raptors team in the way that we won the game tonight. And that's something that we haven't seen as much as we need to this year, but we're getting there. And I'm just, proud of the effort that we had tonight, and especially on the defensive end to be able to hold them to 17 in the fourth and sneak out of here with a win and, get home and get rested and try to, put together a couple more before the break.
Down the stretch in the fourth, you were able to get some big buckets going up against Jared Jackson there. What
I'm just saying, really just got in the rhythm. Things just start feeling good, being more aggressive. So just got me in attack mode. Just trying to find ways to create open space so I can be able to put the ball in the basket.
What sometimes feels like the biggest difference between the first quarter and the fourth quarter?
Things get tight at the fourth quarter. It was just the ball was coming to me and I was having the ball, so I was just trying to get downhill, be able to win the game. I feel like being more locked in probably. I don't know. It was just things like that. And just being aggressive at the end of the game.
Anyone else?
Sort of got a long trip, your seventh game of a 7-game road trip. Where do you guys kind of find that energy to have such a good spurt down the stretch?
I feel like we always got energy. We're always going to try to play to the end. We're always trying to win each and every single game. We just try to stay composed. That they were getting into runs throughout the game. We're just trying to stay together, stay composed, and trying to will our way back and just keep playing defense. I feel like playing defense was the primarily thing today. Just try to gather stops and keep playing the way we was playing.
do you go home with a little more optimism based on going 4-3 on the trip, but maybe having a little momentum?
I don't know about that one, but we're just trying to steady win games, trying to grind out the games. It's a process. We're just trying to get through it, stay together, fight through it. I feel like that's where our head is at, just trying to continue to focus on moving forward.
What do you feel like is the biggest area of growth since you guys started this road trip to where you guys are now?
Biggest area of growth? I feel like we're coming together better as a group defensively. I feel like on this trip we started off amazing. On the defensive end versus the Kings was playing amazing defense, run out of transitions, again, stops, getting deflections. I feel like it started good, and we finished the road trip pretty good. So I feel like that was the primarily thing, just focusing on that defensive end and being able to find ways to be active and just getting back to what we're used to doing.
Remember times you know when to use a coach's challenge with that will work out pretty well.
That was a big play. Big play. I mean, it was 17 seconds left. It was, critical. It wasn't that hard a decision to use it or not, right? Yeah, I know, but I was trying to use it a couple other times tonight. Good thing I didn't, so worked out.
Just another game where you're really able to turn things over and create a lot of advantages. That's a team effort and commitment that you guys have been pretty consistent with all year.
Yeah, I mean, it was not great in the first half, Michael, right? But it was pretty consistent in the second, right? I think so halftime we just said, like, listen, I think we're getting some decent looks. They're packing the paint, so if anything gets too heavy, there's always somebody to kick it out to, right? There was plenty for Thad and Scottie and Chris and those guys as the paint clogged up, so we were going to get some kind of good, decent look. And I just said again, broken record up here, but I just really stressed the early defense. We were just giving up too much, not in transition, but just off one quick action, and we just weren't quite ready on our help side. But then we finally got it figured out. And it reminded me a little bit of the Knicks game. I thought one of the Knicks games, the last one there, I just thought we kept getting them to take semi-tough shots, and they just kept making them, like long layups outside the lane. And I was just like, and then finally a couple of them rolled off almost exactly. And the Knicks kept shooting these turnaround fadeaways, and they kept making them, and we were really guarding them. And then again, we finally got them to miss a couple. That really ended up being the difference, I think, down the stretch.
What do you see in the level of maturity that's coming with Scottie, understanding the moments in the fourth quarter?
Well, he really likes to play those last 3 or 4 minutes, right? I just kind of said I thought he should drive in there and use that size a little more frequently in the game. I mean, but he certainly again loves that end of the game, and he always wants to try to hunt the ball down if it's a foul situation, because he really believes he's going to make those free throws to seal games. But yeah, he made some really huge critical plays when it wasn't super easy. It never is in the guts of a game, like a 1-point game going back and forth. It's never super easy to get great shots, and he got it to some places that he used his size and skill.
What were you looking from what Thad was able to bring to the game, particularly in the fourth quarter?
Well, I thought Thad played really good the whole game. Again, it was another. I'm not incredibly happy with our start again. Like just very jump shotty without much attacking, and just not into it. And I think again it was about the second or third game on this road trip where Chris checked in and hit a three and kind of woke us up. It's a second for sure. It might have been even a third game where he literally checked in and hit a three, and all of a sudden we go from down 12. And we end up at the end of the quarter. We were, happened to us the other night too, 1 point, 3 points or something. So we're back in the game. So both those guys I thought brought a lot. Thad came in right away and just made, he just made really good offensive moves. He got it, he cut right, got a couple dump offs. He used his little lefty turnaround hook, and then he even stuck a corner three. And talking about that with the coaches the other day, we used to get like a 3 a game out of Thad a year ago. Right, like he'd always sneak out there and hit one, and that's just kind of like where'd that go? Well, it was back tonight, which again I think it just gives him confidence and is certainly a great boost for us, just because of the way teams play us so much in the paint.
You've gone to your bench quite early, getting guys in.
Yep.
To have that transitional team get in there and adjust the game the ways that you need, how much of a benefit is it?
Well, it was great. I think we needed them 2 times tonight. We needed them to jump start us into the game. Right, so we subbed early and kept bringing guys in. We needed them with Pascal's foul trouble a little bit more than normal, and I think they started the fourth fairly well. I think.
How much do you attribute potentially maybe just fatigue because of a lot of travel to the slow starts that you guys?
I don't know. I mean, I don't. It's probably more the travel and that kind of stuff is probably just like getting to a level of just kind of optimum readiness, right? You just maybe a little sleepy. You just remember the game started at 5, not later than that. Whatever. So, but it's been a couple games in a row that might have something to do with it. But I don't know. I think especially on the road, you just don't want to come down and try to out jump shot teams. We just came out and it was just like, and there were open shots, but need to get in attack mode and hit the paint and try to get it to the rim. And those are great if they're all going to go in, but when none of them go in, it looks and feels really bad, and you put yourself in a big hole.
So you go 4 on 3 on a pretty tough trip.
Yep.
I mean, what do you say?
Well, I think I said it before the game. If we could get out of this trip 4 and 3, especially after losing OG in game 2, I think, right? I think it's not bad. And again, there was some, it's 2 really good quarters there, right? Like really good quarters defensively. There's been some great ones. The first quarter or 2 at Portland were amazing. The last quarter there as well was amazing defensively. So, again. Right now, my one of my biggest focuses is how we're guarding in the 4th, and it was a pretty good road trip from that standpoint. So, I don't know. I think we've made some progress on this trip.
Look at those list of priorities going into just a long stretch on the road. I'm sure you have a list or may need to take a beat, but would you say that that's found success in kind of knocking off those things that you might have wanted to accomplish?
Certainly, in stretches, certainly, right? I think again, there are things we're talking about that maybe they weren't certainly getting done at the start of the game, but the reminder at the timeout, the big reminder in the film at halftime, and then it appears, right? It appears and it appears really well when we really needed it late. So. It's kind of where I'd say there's 34, 32, 36 minutes of really good we just need to kind of keep extending that out a little bit, I think, to be a little bit more who we want to be.